I'm just going to tell you what I know, okay?
All right.
And again, my perspective comes from places that are different than most people's perspective. But one of my people, a Jedi, was infiltrating some people in L.A. Okay, that was his thing. He was infiltrating people in L.A. I didn't really keep in touch with him, but that was his job. And eventually, he went like, what do you call that, a mole. He went undercover. And he hooked up with some very high-ranking people in L.A., Hollywood, whatever it was. And these guys were into the digital currency. This was kind of in the early days of all that stuff. And they were, I don't even remember their names, but they're you know, you would know who they were if I told you, because they're big in crypto and big in Hollywood. Anyway, he was a driver for one of these guys. Basically, whenever this guy would come into California, this guy would drive him around. He wouldn't drive in California. This guy drove him around. And eventually, so anyway, he became privy to a lot of stuff. And I'll tell you what happened before I tell you what he became privy to as far as the money. But these people were basically saying stuff and divulging stuff to him, and he was taking one of them up to Northern California. And during the ride, he decided, screw it, I'm going to tell these guys who I am. He basically told them that he was working for me. And the guy in the back seat of the car kind of freaked out, called somebody else on the phone, says, tell this guy what you just told me. And he basically told me that those people knew who I was by heart. That was the term he used. He says, yeah, they know your name by heart. And he said that the crypto was created to try to hide the money that we're going to take away from them. So all these efforts to create this digital currency was a method of trying to hide this equity. Remember how I told you we're going to go after this equity? That's what that was. Now here's the thing that people don't really understand, because what you're talking about with crypto, just the same thing as investing in anything and what have you, is you're talking about speculation. Now, in continental Congress or early USA, prior to a, Rothschild bank, we had colonial currency, and it was not based on this system. And here's the thing, there was no speculation allowed. Nobody was allowed to make money by speculation. Hoarding money was not allowed, just like the Queen of England and her vault full of gold that does nothing for anybody. In the transition that we're actually moving into, the one that we actually have to physically choose or we're just going to go to hell, it involves changing your greed structure, and it involves serving others before yourself. And you're moving into
exactly. That was going to be my point.
Okay, yep. The point is that the value that you realize will be from the service, because what we're talking about here ultimately is intangible benefits. Okay, I'm talking about Jedi and magic and warlocks underground doing black magic, all this crap, rituals, blood sacrifice, saving the world, creating paradise on earth. Ultimately, this is magic. Okay, call it what you want, but the point is that what gives you the power to do that is through service to others. So you'll find that in our future, those that have the best skills, it's whatever you want to say, vivid, what is it, that dreaming or astral travel or psychic skills or healing skills, it's going to be stuff that has value, true value. In other words, when you realize that by giving up everything, you can basically do magic and give yourself anything, then you realize true value. Okay, the people that rule over us, this is why people like Bill Gates are going to give up all their money just to please their masters. Underground, in that kind of society, real value comes from the magic. I'm trying to raise an army of people who can do magic here, psychics, Jedis, people who want to devote their lives to ending it, not finding value. Okay, it's not about your new car, your new home. I mean, some people, trust me, I've met plenty of people who have lost everything, and all they want is enough money so they can sport out the girl of their dreams and give her the security that she needs so that they can have a happy life. But that's one of the things you got to give up. Okay? So please don't talk to me about value. I'm talking about trying to follow the example of Jesus Christ or Gandhi or Buddha or one of these great leaders who basically
Exactly.
gave it all up. Okay? Yeah, and I
Exactly.
don't
That's
expect
exactly
everybody to
where I'm
give it
going
up,
to, Stephen.
but it's like the president, the leader, the king should be somebody who's given it all up. And ultimately, a monarch, that thing that our enemies have been trying to destroy with their bullshit democracy crap, the monarch is the father that owns everything and yet owns nothing. Okay?
Yes, there's only one king. There's
Well,
only
of
one
course,
king is what you're
Jesus,
saying.
whatever, it's a source, but whatever. On this earthly plane, we need to be like Adam. We need that daddy figure because otherwise nobody has any respect for leadership. Nobody treats each other like family. We kill each other. We steal. We don't share. You know, that's where we're at right now. That's what we need to go back
I
to.
mean, I think that, it's going to evolve. Like, people aren't going to necessarily always see daddy figure. They may just see, the 5D or whatever. But I just see it as,
They won't reach the
the 5D,
5G
or I have
until they've
different ways
learned
of,
this lesson. That's the thing. You're either
right.
gonna go to 5D or 4D. And if you are 51% service to self, you go to 4D. If you're 51% service to others, you go to 5D.